Greetings, Dr. Cogen Bohanec here with Arihanta Academy, the Academy for Jain Studies, and I would like to tell you a little bit today about my class Introduction to Jain Yoga that you can have the opportunity to take with us here at Arihanta Academy. Now, this class is a fascinating study of yoga from the Jain perspective, and a lot of times people have heard of Buddhist or Hindu yoga, or even just the general modern movement of yoga, which has a lot of subsects like mindfulness and fitness and diet, nutrition. There's a lot of different ways that yoga gets discussed, but a lot of people don't realize that yoga has a very, very, very ancient foundation in the Jain tradition, and that the Jain tradition has always been a central part in informing the unfolding of the yoga movement for a couple thousand years. So we'll talk in this class a little bit about those historical developments of Jain yoga, but really one of the cool things that we focus on a lot in this course is the psychology of meditation. What exactly is supposed to be going on with your mind, your consciousness, and your awareness in the process of meditation? How we withdrawing to into increasing degrees of interiority to try to get a sense of what our pure conscious essence is like, and how the psychological process and the methods of the psychology of meditation operate. Now, to that end, we'll talk about a lot of different texts. This course is really a deep textual studies. We open up with sort of an overview of how yoga is got its seminal roots in the Tattvartha Sutra and how it looks in that particular text. And then we're going to talk about three big important yoga texts: the Yoga Bindu, the Yoga Drishti Samuchaya, and the Yoga Shastra of Hemachandra, which are three fascinating texts that are very, very elaborate and very, very complex texts that are somewhat similar to what people know of as the Yoga Sutra, which is a Hindu text. Well, this is actually three texts that go into much more depth about the psychological process of meditation and the various practices of yoga in those texts. So it's a really nice, fascinating study of how the textual tradition in Jain Dharma unfolds in concurrence with the unfolding of the yoga movement. And then, of course, like any spiritual tradition, the answer to the questions of how do we free ourselves from the suffering of this world will be very central to that study, because that, after all, is what yoga is all about. So I hope you have a chance to join me in this class. It'll be wonderful, it'll be informative, it'll deepen your own yoga and meditation practices, and it'll give you a sense of sort of like how the yoga movement has operated and unfolded in ancient India through the texts. I hope you can make it.